Our scripture for today is taken from the book of Philippians, chapter 2, verses 14 to 15. Do everything without complaining and arguing, so that no one can criticize you. Live clean, innocent lives as children of God, shining like bright lights in a world full of crooked and persevere people. Praise be to God for the Holy Spirit.
Just a correction, the second to the last verse. Okay, but sino po ako na yung mga anak marami mo? Have you ever experienced listening to your children complaining? Diba? Sometimes you are in your car and you're going somewhere before 3 minutes have passed. Yung mga bata. Right? Or sometimes we cannot avoid complaining about the person in front of us while we are driving. Okay? Or just coming in here in this room, I am very sure that at least 10 people have said, ang init naman dito sa room na to. Or I know that after my sermon, maybe somebody will say, ang boring naman ng sermon, or it was very long, or it was too short, or anything like that. Brothers and sisters, complaining is a part of our life while we are still here on earth. But let me tell you right now, complaining is a deadly sin, and God hates that. Before we continue, please join me. Close your eyes and let us have a short prayer. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for your presence this afternoon. Thank you, the Holy Spirit has come in the throne of grace. Lord God, bless me indeed. Expand my territories, Lord. Lay your hand on me. Let your word be heard this afternoon. Not only heard, Lord God, but put in their hearts and put into action. Mahal na may ikaw lang po ang maririnig ngayong hapon sa lugar nito. And we hope that whatever message that will be coming from you, Lord God, will be a testimony of your sovereignty, of your extreme goodness in our lives. Lord, bless this place. Bless everyone who is here, Lord God. And we rebuke any form of actions by the enemy tonight. And please just use me as your mouthpiece. And let everyone be blessed by the Lord. Thank you. Okay, yung binasa po ni Bro Ralph is actually the gist or the summary of my message. But actually, my message this afternoon comes from a big chapter. It has 35 verses, and I will go through this chapter. Don't worry, I don't delve so much on the verses, but I will just take out what we can best get from these verses. And the main gist of what I'm going to tell you this afternoon is a command. Don't complain, brothers and sisters. Just give thanks. Truly, God works in so many mysterious ways. We didn't talk about what we're going to I'll be talking this afternoon about. I didn't tell the opening prayer from Sister Sil. I didn't know about the welcome song, which was already, thank you, Lord. And then came the devotion by Brother Ryan. He said about Derek, right? That life is not good all the time, but we have a very good God, and we just have to take life as it goes, one step at a time, relying or trusting that there is one very good God. And that is also one of the gists of my message this afternoon. Then came the worship. God is able. And in our insecurities, in our storms, in our trials in life, there is a God. And that is mainly what I will be saying this afternoon. So truly, God said this afternoon for all of us, a reminder that we don't really have a reason to complain. We just have to give thanks. Okay, then you will ask me, see Shirley, come on, we are still living in this earth. Is there really no place for any one of us to complain? Yes, there is. You know, we can complain, like what I said, about the children who are unruly, the weather outside, which was 37 degrees, right? The work, you know, in our offices, which are sometimes is overwhelming, all right? Yes, we can. But if complaining is a place, my brothers and sisters, it is just a place that we should visit. We should not live in this place of complaining. And never complain about God. Never. We don't have the slightest, minutest right to complain about God. Okay? So, as I was saying, this message today is about Numbers chapter 11. I just found this. I found this very interesting. When the Israelites were led by Moses out of Egypt, there were so many complaints and grumbling from the Israelites. Just have a look. Just go through it, yeah? They grumbled at the sight of the Pharaoh's army, grumbled about the bitter water, the lack of food, the lack of water, provision, the leadership. They complained about Moses. Again, lack of water, and the manna. Later on, I will tell you what kind of complaint they had about the manna. And then we have there Moses' response. It's a combination of God giving whatever they wanted, or God giving a judgment or a disciplinary action towards their complaints. Okay. All right. Let me read to you the first 3 verses of chapter 11. Take note that I have divided this chapter into 7 sections. And in these 7 sections, there are 3 kinds of complaints, either given by the people, by Moses, and by the, assistant of Moses. So, now the people complained about their hardships in the hearing of the Lord, and when he heard them, his anger was aroused. Then fire from the Lord burned among them and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. When the people cried out to Moses, he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down. So that place was called Taberah, because fire from the Lord had burned among them. Okay. If you remember that slide before this, the complaints, okay? Because this was not mentioned in here. Nagko-complain na pala talaga yung mga tao, and the Lord heard about the complaint. Well, brothers and sisters, this happened just 2 years after they left Egypt, and around 30 months when they were already at the foot of Mount Sinai, bago pa po sila pumasok sa wilderness, okay? So, ano yung mga complaints ng mga tao? Siguro, Moses, ang sakit na ng paa namin, ang tagal na, kailan ba maaabot namin ang promised land? All this, right? The Lord heard their complaint. And then his anger was aroused. So what did the Lord do? The Lord sent fire to those people from the outskirts. Ano pong ibig sabihin ng outskirts? Nung umalis po yung mga tao from Egypt, hindi lang po lahat Israelites. May mga nakasabay po mga Egyptians. Nakahalo po doon. Sila po yung mga sinasabing mga nasa outskirts, yung hindi po sila malapit doon sa encampment where the tabernacle was in the middle of it. Okay? So narinig po ni Lord yun, and then the Lord sent fire to these people. And then some died. That's why the place was called Taberah, because of the people who were burned. And then the people went to Moses, Moses, please, please, please pray for us, the Lord, that he won't continue burning the people. We will behave, we will behave. I can just imagine the conversation was just like that. Okay, I find this very interesting because in this situation, the people have forgotten the sovereignty of God. Let's have a look at Ephesians 1:11. In him, we were also chosen, having been predestined according to the plan of him who works in everything in conformity with the purpose of his will. The people have forgotten that they were being led by Moses under God's supervision. Nakalimutan po nila yan. And sometimes this happens to us, right? We tend to forget. Nagkakaroon ng spiritual amnesia. Okay? Kahit mga bata pa, nagkaka-amnesia. What I find very interesting is this part. Yung sinunog ni Lord, yung ibang mga tao. I am reminded of Exodus 13:21. Nakalagay doon, by the day, the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light so that they could travel by day or night. Is that? Or night, yes. So the Lord was guiding the people from Egypt at night by being a pillar of fire. Fire siya. Tapos, binigyan niya ng disiplina yung mga nagko-complain by consuming them, by burning them. In Hebrews 12:29, we can see that our God is a consuming fire. Brothers and sisters, this is something for us to think about. Who is God in your life as a fire? Is He the fire that guides? Or is He the fire that consumes? Dapat po natin malaman yan. Pag-isipan. I don't know the answer to that question, brothers and sisters, but it is only you who will be able to answer that. So, this travel of the Israelites should have taken only a couple of years. But it took them how many years?
40.
40. All because of lack of trust, lack of gratitude, and lack of faith. Nangyayari po sa atin yan. There are times when we are faced with situations which should have been easily solved by just presenting them to God. And then the problem became worse and worse and worse because we thought we could solve these problems in our own capabilities, in our own minds, in our own wisdom. No, brothers and sisters, that is not the case. God rules our lives, and we should be comforted by the thought that everything has already been planned. Like what Brother Ryan just said for us, God has already plans for our life. Whether we like it or not, whether we understand it, or whether we agree with His plans, we cannot do anything with that. We have to be comforted by the fact that all the plans in His lives are filtered through God's fingers. Dumadaan po yan sa fingers ni Lord, and we have to trust Him that all these plans that He had laid for us are all good. Let's go to the next verses. The rabble with them began to crave other food. And again, the Israelites started wailing and said, if only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost. Also the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, and garlic. But now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything but this manna. Does that sound familiar, brothers and sisters? Wala yung smorgasbord, the buffet table of all kinds of food, kundi manna. The word loathe has been used in these verses. You know what loathe is? Loathe is more than disliking something. It's extreme hatred or dislike over something. Imagine, brothers and sisters, manna, which was supposed to be the food from heaven, it's actually the food of the angels, and they loathe it. The word rabble is the same as the word mixed multitude in other versions of the Bible. It means multitude. Ito po yung mga nakahalo sa mga Israelites. May lesson po tayong dapat malaman dito, no? The rabble, parang how do we call it? Nag-merge doon sa present lives, sometimes there are people between us or we meet na medyo iba ang paniniwala. Alright? And sometimes they are the ones who are swaying us into their paniniwala instead of us being able to tell them about the Word of God. So in 1 Corinthians 15:33, it is said that do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Okay? We have to remember that. Well, you will ask me maybe, isn't it Shirley that we should be in association with people na walang paniniwala kay Lord so that, we'll be able to gain them to our side? That could be the question of many. Yes. However, we have to be very, very careful that the goal we have for them is that, to sway them to God's side, not for us to be swayed to their side. Okay? So, the manna, let's continue with the manna. It was described as, it was like coriander seed. Nakakita na po tayo ng coriander seed, right? And it looked like resin. The people went around gathering it and then ground it in a hand mill or crushed it in a mortar. They cooked it in a pot or made it into loaves, and it tasted like something made with olive oil. When the dew settled on the camp at night, the manna also came down. Nakakatuwang i-recall ang nangyari during that time because the manna was free. Yes? It came with the dew. Pag nag-lift na po yung dew in the morning, nandoon na yung manna all over the place. And God's instruction to Moses, to the people was, let the people gather manna, at least 10 omers. Ni-research ko po ang omer. Talagang, it's a measurement thing from the old times. It's like 2.2 liters. So 10 omers a day for each one. And sabi ni Lord, do not let the people gather manna on the sixth day. Please gather 2 times of what you have gathered during the weekdays. Bakit po? Because it's Sabbath. People should not be working or gathering food. So God was really so awesome remembering this. And alam niyo po, may mga tao pang hindi sumunod. They were disobedient. Nag-gather pa ng manna na during the ordinary days na sobra pa. And what happened to the manna they collected? They became rotten. Rotten. Hindi pa po naniniwala yung mga tao ng miraculous hand of God there. Yung manna po na kinulect nila on the 6th day, para meron sila sa 7th day, ay fresh and good and tasty. Hindi ko maintindihan. Sabi ng mga tao, minil daw yung manna. I think they made a lot of manna cakes, manna casserole, manna, whatever. It was beautiful. And manna was explained or first seen in Genesis. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 12. In the Garden of Eden, it was described how beautiful the garden was, right? We said here that manna has the looks of bdellium. Bdellium was mentioned in the Garden of Eden. Tatlo po ang nagpapaganda sa Garden of Eden. Isa, gold. Second was this resin. It was this aromatic gum from the tree, which was bdellium. And it was this perfume. So we have gold, we have perfume, and this onyx, the gem, the precious gem. So gaano na lang katabaan ng puso ni Lord to give these beautiful things to the people, and yet, the people, they loathe the manna. So the people were thirsty for water there, and they grumbled against Moses. They said, why did you bring us out of Egypt to make us and our children and our livestock die of thirst? This is the version in Exodus at that time na nag-complain about manna and about the water. The main reason for this complaint was lack of contentment. And so sad to say that sometimes we are like that. We are not happy, we are not content where we are. We are not content with what we have. We always want for something bigger, something more expensive, something shinier, something flashier. Unfortunately, I am one of that too. There are so many people here who have that. Maybe some of you here are professional complainers, and maybe we have our ID to say professional complainer. Anyway, may kwento lang po ako. There was a mother at the beach with her son, and they were just playing. Out of nowhere there was a big wave na kinain yung bata. So the son was brought out to sea again. So the mother cried and prayed to God, "Oh Lord God, please just bring back my baby to me." And the good Lord heard the prayer, and with another huge wave, bumalik po yung bata. In-embrace ng nanay yung bata. Sabi, "Oh Lord, thank you so much. But Lord, my baby had a hat." Naintindihan mo po? How could a mother not just say, "Thank you, Lord, for giving back my son. Thank you for bringing him back to life." Why did she still ask for that hat, which would have cost 2 cents maybe? Are we like that, brothers and sisters? Unfortunately, some of us may be like that. Look at the manna here. So here's the manna. Bdellium in the middle, that's how it looked. Ano daw po yung taste ng manna? It was like wafers made with honey. I think many of you like honey. Wafers, kung sinasabi natin ba? And then later on in some other verses, the manna was referred to as Jesus Christ. It will be a long message still, but just to keep you an idea of what it is, compare pa ang manna, because of its whiteness, it is compared to God's purity, to Jesus' purity. Because of its circular form, it is compared to God's unending grace to us. Because it came from heaven, it is compared to Jesus sent by God to us. And being provided to the Israelites for 40 years, it is Jesus provided to us even for more than 40 years. Yan po ang ibang mga comparisons ng manna at ng Jesus. Let's go to the complaint of Moses and God's call for leaders. This is verses 10 to 17. Take note, brothers and sisters, this is quite a serious thing that happened to Moses. Moses heard the people of every family wailing all to the entrance to their tents. The Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses was troubled. He asked the Lord, "Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? What have I done to displease you that you put the burden of all these people on me? Did I conceive all these people? Did I give them birth? Why do you tell me to carry them in my arms, as a nurse carries an infant to the land you promised an oath to their ancestors? Where can I get meat for all these people? They keep wailing to me, 'Give us meat to eat.' I cannot carry all these people by myself. The burden is too heavy for me. If this is how you are going to treat me, please go ahead and kill me, if I have found favor in your eyes, and do not let me face my own ruin." Serious words from Moses. Siguro kung tayo ay si God, matagal na yun si Moses na. It was good. God was so graciously kind and just listening to Moses. Patayin mo na lang ako, Lord. This was a complaint against the rule given to him by God. This was a big complaint. Unfortunately, some of us are like this. When we are faced with so much burden and trials, we are like Moses. Lord, kunin mo na lang ako. Lord, I don't want to. I cannot carry this. Please, just take me. But what did the Lord answer? said to Moses, bring me 70 of Israel's elders who are known to you as leaders and officials among the people. Have them come to the tent of meeting that they may stand there with you. I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take some of the power of the Spirit that is on you and put it on them. They will share the burden of the people with you so that you will not have to carry it alone. O diba? The complaint of Moses was directed to God, and the answer came directly from him. Moses, okay, bibigyan kita ng mga katulong. Mababasa din po natin ito sa Exodus 18:30-27, wherein the father-in-law of Moses actually gave him advice already on this. Kasi nagreklamo na si Moses. Biruin mo po ba naman, almost 2 to 3 million people. Imagine that. Dalawa lang ang anak natin na nag-iiyakan. Natuturete na po tayo. How much more this number of people? Okay? So talagang nagpo-problema si Moses. So sabi ng father-in-law po ni Moses, hey, take the best of these men from your congregation and let them help you. You take the big issues and give the minor issues to them so that you won't be strained. Okay? So 70 leaders po ang ni Lord kay Moses. Let's go. And then, sabi ni Lord kay Moses, tell the people, consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow when you will eat meat. The Lord heard you when you wail. Wail, hindi lang iyak yan ha. Pag wail, talagang sobrang, yung may hinaing pa. Ano yung tawag yan? Agul-gul. Yeah. If only we had meat to eat, we were better off in Egypt. Now the Lord will give you meat, and you will eat it. You will not eat it for just 1 day or 2 days, or 5, 10, or 20 days, but for a whole month. Until it comes out of your nostrils and you loathe it, because you have rejected the Lord, who is among you, and have wailed before him, saying, why did we ever eat? Sorry po, I was taken. So, sarcastic po si Lord dito. He was very sarcastic. Humingi kayo ng meat, bibigyan ko kayo ng meat. Hindi nyo lang kakainin isang araw, 10 araw, isang buwan. No. You will eat it until that meat comes out of your nostrils. Hindi po magandang isipin ng it was very graphic. While I was reading this, I found it so disgusting. This is what we call lust for food, gluttony. And the Lord hates it. Pero yun pang sabi ni Lord kay Moses. Sabihin mo yan sa mga tao. But Moses said, here I am among 600,000 men on foot. Men lang po ang pinag-usapan dito, 600,000. But all in all, there were more than 3 million. And you say, I will give them meat to eat for a whole month? Would they have enough? Would they have enough if flocks and birds were slaughtered for them? Would they have enough if all the fish in the sea were caught for them? The Lord answered Moses, is the Lord's arm too short? Now you will see whether or not what I say will come true to you. Dalawa ang hiningi ni Moses. Una, humingi siya ng tulong. Pangalawa, sabi ni Lord, saan ako kukuha ng meat? Hindi naman pwedeng katayin yung lahat nila. May dala po kasi silang mga animals which they will start off when they reach the promised land. Pwede ko bang ipahuli sa kanila lahat na fish that won't be enough to feed them? So ito na naman yung isip ni Moses. Moses again had this spiritual amnesia. Nakalimutan ni Moses yung miraculous stuff na binigay ni Lord sa kanya. Moses just put it over the Red Sea and the sea was divided. Moses, strike that rock with your staff and water came out. Nakalimutan po ni Moses. Ganyan din po ba tayo in our lives? Yes. For myself, yes. We tend to forget every time these daily provisions from our Lord. And instead of saying thanks, instead of remembering those times na walang-wala na tayo at from somewhere out there, may dumating, nakakalimutan po natin yan. Verse 24. So Moses went out and told the people what the Lord had said. He brought together 70 of their elders and had them stand around the tent. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and spoke with him, and he took some of the power of the Spirit that was on him and put it on the 70 elders. When the Spirit rested on them, they prophesied but did not do so again. I will not delve so much on this, but Moses got his helpers. And the Lord poured out the Holy Spirit on each one of the 70 elders. But take note, brothers and sisters, of what happens next. Joshua, his complaint. However, 2 men whose names were Eldad and Medad had remained in the camp. They were listed among the elders, but did not go out to the tent. Yet the Spirit also rested on them, and they prophesied in the camp. A young man ran and told Moses, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. Joshua, son of Nun, who had been Moses' aide since youth, spoke up and said, Moses, my Lord, stop them. But Moses replied, Are you jealous for my sake? I wish that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord would put his Spirit on them. Then Moses and the elders of Israel returned to the camp. Naintindihan po natin ito. Kasi po yung arrangement po doon sa encampment, yung sa gitna was the tabernacle. Those closest to the tabernacle were those that were most religious. So when the 70 elders were chosen, the Holy Spirit was poured on them. They were told to leave the camp and go out to the tents. Okay? Para ma-reach out yung iba tao. Meron pong dalawa, si Eldad and Medad, na hindi po pumunta sa mga tent. Ito si Joshua, matagal ng aid po ito ni Moses. Yung parang right hand. Nagreklamo. Hindi po sila nagsunod sa'yo. Okay, pa-stopin mo nga po sila. Ano ba yung sabi ni Moses? These 2 have received the Holy Spirit from the Lord, and they are prophesying. Leave them alone. Again po, i-relate ko naman sa ating buhay ngayon. Isn't it that it happens to us sometimes? Was it because of jealousy? Was it because of envy? Na minsan may nasasabi tayo sa ibang mga leaders na binigyan ng capability to run a ministry or something, and then we complain? It is something to think about. Hindi po ba? Yes? Verses 31 to 35. Now a wind went out from the Lord and drove quail in from the sea. It scattered them up to 2 cubits, deep all around the camp, as far as a day's walk in any direction. All the day and night and all the next day, the people went out and gathered quail. No one gathered less than 10 homers. Then they spread them out all around the camp. But while the meat was still between their teeth and before it could be consumed, the anger of the Lord burned against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague. Therefore, the place was named Kibroth Hataava, because there they buried the people who had craved other food. From Kibroth Hataava, the people traveled to Hazeroth and stayed there. This is a gruesome picture of people dying because of lust, this time for food. So, because of a wind, the Lord is miraculous. He can just turn things around. From out of the blue, a huge fleet of quail came to that place where they were. Sa lugar daw po na yun, ang quail ay low-flying po. Imagine, 3 feet lang above the ground, pwede nang mahuli yung quail. Kahit mga bata po, pwedeng mahuli yung quail. And think of this, 3 cubit, meaning 36 inches. ang taas po at ang kapal ng quail na bumagsak sa lugar na yun. There was quail all over the place. The people grabbed whatever they could and laid them on the ground and made Kentucky Fried Quails all the time. And the Lord saw it. And while they were having a good time with their Kentucky Fried Quails, nasa bibig pa nila yun, the Lord sent a plague. Many people died. You see, from a simple complaining, it ended in a graveyard called Kibroth Hatava. It is called the grave of lust. Lust. Brothers and sisters, when we hear the word lust, it is not just about sex. It is not just about food. It is also lust for material things. It is lust for power. It is lust for carnality. It is just everything that is more than we should have. And the Lord hates that. It can lead us to something more than just illness or something. It can lead us to death. Sabi po nila, complaining is a form of cancer. And what is the current cure for cancer? Not cure. How do they deal with cancer nowadays? Chemotherapy. All right? If complaining is a form of cancer, the form of chemotherapy for it is, remember. Because it's also spiritual amnesia. Now let us look at a dissection of a complaining heart. I use the background black, just to a little bit of an artistic thing, just so you have a feeling that it is black, that it is something deadly. All right, what is a complaining heart? It is a heart that rebels against authority. Remember what they rebelled against Moses? It is a heart that loses its perspective. Perspective, what do I mean by that? Remember when the Israelites said, we wish we were back in Egypt where we had the cucumbers, the onions, the leeks, and the garlics. We lose our perspective of the future because we keep at looking at the past. That is what is meant by this. Complaining helps us to fails to remember who is in control. Complaining finds fault. This one is big. Complaining means that you lack trust in God. Complaining desires to go our own way. You see, complaining means that you are saying, God, you are not in control of my life. You are not so into this. Let me do this. You didn't even ask me about what I wanted. Well, I tell you, brothers and sisters, God knows what you need. You might know what you want, but God knows what you need. And He will not give it to you if He thinks that you don't need it. Complaining is being dissatisfied. It is being selfish. Complaining is, it's me. It's me. It's not you, Lord. It's me. I will go my own way. Complaining follows its own lusts. Complaining lacks gratitude. Complaining denies God's sovereignty, and complaining fails to see the good in our lives. I have another story. Meron pong farmer, I'll name the farmer MacDonald. Okay, Farmer MacDonald lives in a valley where he's with many other farmers. And every end of the year, yung grupo ng farmers na po ito nag-meet. Yung parang nag-evaluate sila, kumusta yung ani natin ngayong taon na to, okay? So, this Farmer MacDonald is known to be a professional complainer. So, isang taon where there was so much rain, sabi, Farmer MacDonald, how was your year today, this year? There was so much rain, there was so much snow, there was sleet, and all my plants, they're all rot. Namatay yung aking mga plants. Okay, came another year, the people asked Farmer MacDonald, how was your year this year? There was sun, there was, what we needed, there wasn't so much rain. And Farmer MacDonald said, oh my God. goodness, there was so much sun. All my plants dried up. This was a very bad year. Came one year when there was just enough rain, enough sun, and they had a good harvest. So the people, all the farmers were just expecting him to say all the beautiful things about that year. And you know what Farmer MacDonald said when he was asked, how was this year, Farmer MacDonald? I had a good harvest and all these crops, they just consumed all the nutrients in the ground. I hope none of us is like Farmer MacDonald. On the other hand, I have another story. There is a pastor. Okay, just listen, Pastor Francis. I'm not sure if this is you. This pastor has the total positive attitude in his life. No complaints at all. One December Sunday morning, the pastor hardly could enter the church because it was so raining, there was sleet, there was thunder, there was whatever. It was so impossible. So the congregation was so expecting that something negative will come out of the pastor's mouth. So he slowly went to the pulpit, and then the first words that he said was, "Oh, thank you, Lord, that today it's just one day, which is a bad weather day. We thank you, Lord, for this day, that this is not our day every day." Are you Farmer MacDonald, or are you Pastor? Okay, let's say it's Pastor Francis. Okay? Brothers and sisters, the question is yours to answer. Why do we complain? We complain because sometimes life is too tough, life is too rough, right? We complain because sometimes there's so many trials and that we are unable to bear them. But let me tell you, brothers and sisters, that God hates complaining so much. Why? Because one, it is the opposite of thanksgiving. I have notes here, but I'm sorry I cannot read them. Anyway, complaining is the opposite of thanksgiving. Isn't it Thessalonians 5:18? Give thanksgiving to God all the time. Plain and simple instruction. Plain and simple. Everything comes from the Lord. Second, it poisons our attitude. Poisons our attitude. Like what I was telling you a while ago about, sorry, baby, thank you, it's okay. Like what I was telling you about yung nagreklamo po sila, yung kinakain daw nila sa Egypt ay mas masarap kaysa doon sa mana. It is that one. It poisons our attitude. Remember that when our attitude is always negative, it becomes our character. Yeah? And our character is what is seen by people. And number 3 there, it infects the attitudes of others. Have you ever experienced that when sometimes you're already fully content of something, dahil nag-complain yung iba, oo nga no, nag-complain ka na rin. Parang ano sa'yo, yes, naipasa sa'yo. Especially to those people who are very emotionally and spiritually weak, we have to be very careful with complaining, because it sways them to the wrong side. It implies that we don't trust God. It doesn't need any explanation. It shifts responsibility from ourselves. Naalala niyo po si Adam? Doon mismo sa Garden of Eden. What did he say? Kasi po, Lord, pinakain sa akin yung babaeng binigay niyo sa akin yung prutas. Why could he not just accept that the consequences of his action, that I was, I wanted the fruit too, and I ate it. Why did he have to put the blame on Eve? Passing the responsibility to others. It shifts responsibility, it leaves a bad testimony. Yes. What people say in us is what people testify about us. So, what are the solutions for complaining? You won't like it. You won't like it. In James chapter 1 verse 2, sabi ko dito, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. Mag-rejoice lang daw po tayo. Anyway, God is there. He is in control. And what is the next solution? Ginamit po dito ang word na glory. It is actually a noun, but ginamit po as a verb. Sabi dito sa Romans 5:3 and 4, not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Yan po ang dalawang solutions na binigay sa atin. Brothers and sisters, sabi po, there are 3 marks that could distinguish us Christians from others. We have to be innocent, we have to be blameless, and we have to be above reproach. Ang pagiging pong innocent, ayan pong nasa loob natin. We have that inner moral integrity. Yan po ang nakikita ng Lord sa atin. Ang pagiging pong blameless, yan po ang nakikita ng tao sa atin. Ang being above reproach po, ito ang combination ng dalawa. Brothers and sisters, take note that some people can appear to be blameless sa labas, but deep inside, they are not innocent. People can live double lives, right? So we have to remember this. And when we have these 3 marks, and we do not complain or argue, we became blameless and pure, and we are the children of God without fault in a crooked and depraved generation in which you shine like stars in the universe. Tayo po yan. Tayo po yan. So whenever you are on the verge of complaining, brothers and sisters, remember the footprints of God in your life. Remember the time when you didn't have any money and there was something that arrived. Any cent at all, an envelope came. Remember the time when your relative was ill and no doctors can cure. And God sent healing. Remember the time when you don't have visa anymore and you face these people at the immigration office and the wisdom was given to you. Remember the time when you were unemployed and God sustained you for not only months, but months or even years. Remember the time when you were so lonely because you just got divorced and God gave you that comfort. Brothers and sisters, remember God. And if this is not enough, I would like to tell you, pray, lift up all your sufferings. Do not complain. If you ask God to be enough in your life, He will be enough. And brothers and sisters, He is even more than enough. Glory to our God.